7 companies that are cutting back jobs in 2023. It's common knowledge that major corporations are cutting back on jobs. The market situation in 2023 is looking increasingly bleak due to spiraling inflation and hyperspending of the governments around the world. In this video, we'll be discussing the excessive job cuts in major tech companies. These companies have previously led a 10-year bull market and are now gearing up to new market realities. Chances are that you have already caught snippets of major tech companies downsizing their workforce drastically, such as Elon Musk's reducing his workforce in his newly acquired tech corporation, Twitter. Facebook has also significantly downsized its workforce. We'll be talking about in detail more about these layoffs of 7 emerging tech corporations. Let us talk about Meta first. Meta is the rebranding of the popular social media app Facebook. What changed apart from the name? Well, nothing much, actually. The Facebook social media app is exactly the same as before. The other social media products from Facebook like Oculus, Instagram, and WhatsApp have remained exactly the same. Metaverse was the new focus of the company, in which Connect Livestream became the absolute top priority for the conglomerate. Metaverse has become a digital universe in which people are free to socialize, form groups based on their interests, work, or play together. In the Metaverse, people will connect with users using a VR headset and entertain themselves in a virtual environment. Don't you find it interesting that despite expanding their business ventures and boosting Metaverse as a business tool, the conglomerate is radically cutting down on its labor force? Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, recently announced a massive slash of 11,000 jobs. This massive downsizing was announced in the context of disappointing financial performance of the corporation in the fourth quarter of 2022. As a result, the stock value of the company was pushed at its lowest value since 2016. Expansion and investment in Metaverse has cost the conglomerate dearly, as the company's Reality Labs division has lost almost $10 billion. This loss in revenue can be explained by Facebook's expansion of labor force during the pandemic by a tremendous 60%. One of the main setbacks which Meta has faced is from rival social media platform TikTok. This was accompanied by a gradual slowdown in online ad spending and further challenges from Apple's iOS due to increased attention to privacy concerns and ads on social media apps. After the decision to let go about 11,000 employees was made, Mark Zuckerberg announced a severance package of 16 weeks plus every 2 weeks of pay for each year of service. The company also decided to cover health insurance for these former employees for the next 6 months. An almost astonishing number of employees were let go from another well-known tech giant, Twitter. You heard that right. Shortly after his expensive Twitter buyout of about $44 billion, the controversial and eccentric billionaire Elon Musk right-sized his company. Almost 4,000 employees were fired from their positions. Afterwards, Elon Musk circulated letters to the retained employees to work hard to keep the company afloat. This is not different from his modus operandi, as he has used similar tactics to motivate the workforce and steer the company into a positive and more profitable direction. Although the number is not as big as Meta's, it is important to remember that this constitutes almost half of the total employees working for Twitter. In his post of November 4th, Elon Musk expressed his sadness over the decision, citing long-term business viability. He said that he had no other choice, and he did offer 3 months of severance pay for those employees. Why did he have no choice? Because Twitter was losing about $4 million every day, and that the revenue of the company dropped about 1% from its previous year. Lyft is a commonly used cab service and is quoted as a competitor for Uber. You may be surprised to know that Lyft has also decided to cut down its staff by 13%. This makes for about 700 jobs, and the reason cited by the CEO, Logan Green, is a profitable market recession in the very near future. For laid-off employees, the company offered about 10 weeks of severance pay and health coverage till April of this year. Experienced employees were offered extra pay of 4 or more weeks. Stripe is an emerging tech company which promises to change financial processing for business. It is an online payment mechanism both for debit and credit cards and is geared towards businesses. Stripe helps in readily transferring funds from the customer to the seller through safe and efficient processing of funds. Stripe also announced to lay off about 14% of its employees, despite increased e-commerce activity ever since the pandemic hit the world. Patrick Collision, the CEO of Stripe, in a letter to his staff, justified his downsizing by citing escalating inflation and impending recession, higher interest rates, and decreased decreased available funds for startups. He said that the beginning from 2022, this saw a different economic horizon for the company. All employees who were relieved from their duties were given a pay for the next 14 weeks and issued funds which will cover health care needs for the next 6 months for those employees. Due to pessimistic market predictions, Stripe lowered its market valuation to $74 billion in July 2022 from $95 billion the previous year. Next up is an app specializing in cryptocurrencies, Coinbase. Despite its recent popularity, Coinbase has recently announced that it will cut its jobs by about 1,100. Coinbase allowed customers to buy and sell all types of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, among 50 other currencies. Customers could also use this company to convert one cryptocurrency into another and show current projections of investments made. Coinbase in this financial year cut its workforce by about 18% due to looming threats of recession and an urgent need to manage costs. The company's CEO, Brian Armstrong, also mentioned that the company lost its value by over 80% in this year alone. Employees who were let go were given about 14 months of severance along with 14 months of COBRA health insurance for U.S.-based employees. Shopify is up next. What is Shopify? Well, Shopify is a virtual business environment for condensing all your business ventures in a single platform. It gives users access to all their businesses across all channels from social media to online marketplaces. Shopify let go about 1,000 workers in July this year, which makes about 10% of its global employees. The reasons given by the CEO included incorrect predictions for company growth, given how online businesses were rapidly expanding during the pandemic. According to the company's financial projections, online spending is quickly receding all over the world, signaling an end to the boom in e-commerce, which occurred at the start of the pandemic. The laid-off employees were given a severance package of 16 weeks of pay, with more experienced employees receiving an additional pay a week per year served in the company. And the last company we'll be talking about is Netflix. Yes, Netflix is the last company you are expecting to see on this list, given the rapid popularity of online streaming channels. Most people tuned into entertainment streaming channels like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, among others, given how their options for entertainment were limited during this time. Netflix surprisingly has announced 2 elaborate rounds of right-sizing. The company first laid off about 150 employees for the first time. Netflix reported a huge loss in its subscriber base. After that, the company decided to lay off another 300 employees in the following month. A common reason for the loss in subscriber base is the intense competition faced by other streaming channels like Amazon Prime and HBO Max. Some have argued that this should serve as a reawakening to Netflix producers to come up with content in line with their customers' wants. Netflix's stock has resultantly devalued to about 58% this year. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment down below if these layoffs seemed justified to you. And please subscribe to the channel if you want to watch our latest content. Don't forget to like the video, and we'll see you next time.